Welcome inside the 10th edition of Buc Update Central. I'm Parker Schwartz. Well, it's crossover season. That means the fall sports meet those of the winter. So we have our first look at ETSU basketball, not to mention tournament soccer, and almost a shocker in Macon, Georgia with the football team. But first, let's go to Johnson City, where we had the SoCon tournament semifinals. The first match Friday night under the lights. In the attacking third, this thing was all Bucks. 21st minute, the Aussie Isabel Hodgson from the McCurley corner, a thing of beauty, 1-0 ETSU. And a great angle on this second look as ETSU looked to stay perfect at home. Mercer tied it up, and goal number 4 of the season for Maddie Clark in 2 matches against the Bucks. But the bottom line here, the Bucks had 14 shots on goal. Mercer only had 2. Things broke open when Molly Collinson finishes up after the Hodgson shot off the crossbar. For good measure, Hodgson, again, first multi-goal game in her career. ETSU with a very convincing victory, advancing to the tournament championship. Sunday afternoon, Samford and ETSU. Bucks have never won a Southern Conference title, looking for an NCAA berth. And wow, was this tournament dominated by Hodgson. She nets her 3rd goal in the last 2 matches. Not even 3 minutes played. The Bucks tried to fend off an impressive Samford offense all day. They did well with that until Anna Allen, before the half, netted the equalizer. Tied at 1, heading into the locker room. Samford with a cross right, and Abriella Argueta is there to slam it in the back of the net. ETSU falls just short, 2-1. Samford wins the SoCon Tournament Championship, but the Bucks with an incredible 13-6-2 finish in 2016. Well, congratulations to the women's soccer team on an impressive season. Now time for basketball, and a lot of expectations for Steve Forbes and his men's team, as well as Brittany Zell and her women's team, as they bring back a lot of players and some new faces. They both had exhibitions in Johnson City. End of a season for women's soccer, the start of a new one for men's basketball at Freedom Hall. Going against Mars Hill, an exhibition here. The Mountain Lions actually led by as many as 7, holding that advantage more than halfway through the first 20 minutes. But then it was time for Devontavious Payne to tie it up on a 3-pointer. Right before the half, Julian Walters with the tray ball, and the new faces helping the Bucks to an 8-point halftime lead. In the second half, Peter Jerkin, the 7-footer, with the slam, and how about another from Wichita State transfer Tevin Glass. On the next possession, and perhaps the best play of the night, this filthy rejection from Hunter Mascara Perea. The ball goes flying a mile out of here, and ETSU polishes off a 104-67 win. Women's team with their first exhibition Sunday, the Bucks an 11-2 run to start the game, including a couple makes from downtown for preseason all-conference pick Shamaria Bridges. Before the end of the first half, former Miss Basketball in Tennessee and Elizabethton native Kayla Marisites makes it rain. More of the same as the game concluded. Tiana Tartar finally getting things heated up, going with a nifty up and under finish to give ETSU a 35-point lead. And to cap it off, Anaje Stepney muscles inside for the finish as ETSU wins big, 84-39. 34 made baskets and 20 assists. Leaving Johnson City, going down south to Macon, Georgia, where the Bucks lost to Mercer a year ago, 52-0. Well, that would not happen this time. John Russ coming out of the pocket for the Bears, a cheering crowd, and now a silent crowd. Dylan Weigel with a fumble recovery, forced out by Austin Gatewood. In the second half, only 7-0 Mercer. And the Bucks punch out the ball again. This time, Chris Boyer tramples on it the subsequent drive. J.J. German bangs in the 33-yarder, 1-score game. And on one play, 69 yards, Austin Herrick a bullet to Drake Powell. Powell over 140 yards receiving, his first collegiate touchdown, the best game for a receiver over the past 2 seasons for the Carl Torbush era. With the lead to start the fourth, Mercer's go-ahead answer, the potential all-conference wide receiver Marquise Irvin, and the Bucks narrowly dropped this one on the road, 21-13. At Brooks, a 3-set sweep for volleyball over Samford, completing the regular season series 2-0 against the Bulldogs. Brianna Allman 14 kills and a .433 attack percentage, as sub-sophomore AJ Lux had 7 kills, and Samford never scored any more than 20 points in any set. The Bucs 10-0 at Brooks. And finally, the national championship for triathlon in New Orleans. Part of an outstanding inaugural season, the team finished third, and senior Mackenzie Killian grabbed a 9th place showing. Also top 15 finishes for freshman Chloe Ford and senior Maya Roselius. All right, that'll do it for today's program. Next week, a look at the volleyball team as they eye 21 wins heading into the Southern Conference Tournament. Speaking of the postseason, the men's soccer team back on the pitch. Football has a homecoming game against Cumberland, and the men's basketball team starts their regular season schedule. For our entire crew, I've been Parker Schwartz, and this has been an edition of Buc Update Central.